The Middle East is being pushed to the brink of what some fear could one day become a nuclear disaster, as new information emerges about a drone attack on UAE's Barakah nuclear plant. An explosive new report claims the drone did not randomly strike nearby infrastructure, but deliberately targeted one of the Barakah plant's energy suppliers. According to those briefed on the incident, the attacker's message was chillingly clear: "We can also trigger a nuclear incident if we choose to." The UAE has not publicly identified who was behind the drones, but officials say the attack originated from the country's western border. That uncertainty has fueled rumors and accusations, including questions over whether Saudi Arabia could be involved in an attack on a former OPEC ally. After the USA-Iran war, a new front may now be opening inside the Gulf itself, with America's own Arab allies seemingly drifting towards confrontation with one another. A detailed report says the drone attack linked to the UAE's Barakah nuclear power plant was not meant to blow up the facility, but was carefully designed to send a message to Abu Dhabi and the wider region. The drone deliberately hit one of the plant's energy suppliers rather than the reactor itself, a move interpreted as a warning shot to show the attacker's reach and capabilities without crossing the ultimate red line. Sources quoted in the report say the implied message was stark: "We can also strike the nuclear reactor and trigger a nuclear incident," raising the stakes for all parties watching. These developments were first reported by the Jerusalem Post, which cited two sources familiar with the details of the attack and its intended signal. Those same sources claimed that it's Iran who ordered the attack, suggesting Tehran may be willing to use nuclear-adjacent targets as a pressure tool in its broader regional confrontation. However, the UAE itself has not named any state or group as responsible, only stating that the drones came from its western border and that investigations are ongoing. Abu Dhabi has stressed that it reserves its sovereign, military, legal, and diplomatic right to respond to any threat against its critical infrastructure, signaling that retaliation remains firmly on the table. After the Barakah nuclear scare, the UAE acknowledged that the hostile drones had entered its airspace from the western border, a detail that immediately set off speculation about where they were launched. Abu Dhabi authorities said air defenses intercepted 2 unmanned aerial vehicles, while a third managed to reach an electrical generator facility linked to the Barakah complex and trigger a fire. The Emirati Defense Ministry stressed that investigations are still underway, signaling that, at least officially, they are not yet ready to attribute responsibility to any state or group. Saudi Arabia condemned a drone strike near a nuclear facility in the United Arab Emirates, warning that the incident could pose a broader regional security threat. The attack on May 17 reportedly targeted an electricity generator located outside the Barakah nuclear plant in Abu Dhabi. Riyadh stated that the strike threatens regional stability and reaffirmed its full support for the UAE's sovereignty and security in the aftermath of the incident. Saudi Arabia also categorically rejected the attack during diplomatic communication with the UAE, according to Iran International. UAE Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan held a series of calls with regional counterparts to discuss the developments following the strike. Kuwait and Bahrain also condemned the incident, describing it as a dangerous escalation in an already tense regional environment. Kuwait said that targeting peaceful nuclear facilities violates international law and poses risks to civilian populations as well as the environment. Bahrain reiterated its solidarity with the UAE and praised the country's air defense systems for responding promptly to the perceived threat. Ahmed Al-Gheit expressed relief after confirming that the fire resulting from the incident had been successfully contained. As Gulf countries expressed unified support for the UAE, Riyadh also reported drone incursions originating from what it described as Iraqi airspace. The UAE's nuclear regulator confirmed that there was no impact on the plant's safety, stating that all operational systems remained stable and fully functional. Authorities in the UAE have not yet identified the origin of the drone or the party responsible for carrying out the attack. The incident comes amid a fragile understanding between the United States and Iran, alongside ongoing efforts to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Notably, this is not the first such incident involving the UAE since the April ceasefire, indicating continued underlying tensions in the region. On May 4, a fire broke out at the Fujairah oil depot, which the UAE later attributed to a drone attack it said was carried out by Iran. On May 17, a drone strike caused a fire at an electrical generator associated with the Barakah nuclear power plant, instantly raising alarms about the vulnerability of critical energy infrastructure. The attack occurred in the Al Dhafra region and, crucially, outside the plant's heavily protected inner perimeter, allowing Emirati officials to stress that the reactor itself was never in direct danger. Abu Dhabi's media office reported that no injuries were recorded and that radiological safety levels remained unchanged, seeking to calm fears of any nuclear leak or contamination. Authorities emphasized that the blaze was quickly contained by emergency teams and did not breach any of Barakah's core nuclear safety systems, framing the incident as a security warning rather than a nuclear accident.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.